What we're going to cover now is we're going to talk about Brand Tool, which is the second part of the Success Framework brand sessions. I'm going to read through and talk about what we're going to do, and then we'll loop back and do the activities. And so really, we're taking all the outcomes of the last session and all the analysis and research and things we did to help basically fill out this brand tool, and it becomes basically our brand canvas that we use to drive content you might write on LinkedIn, how you want to articulate and define yourself in your resume, the magic sauce that you want to sprinkle through the products you produce. And so I've got this tool that we're going to eventually use, which helps capture each element. So the key brand elements that we're going to make sure are documented are category, mind, perception, words, attributes, brand promise, brand guarantee, and elevator pitch. And so really our end goal of this whole brand journey is getting some stuff in this. And so that way you can really, what we'll achieve today is probably nailing a brand promise, guarantee, and elevator pitch. And probably where you'll end up is taking the outputs of all your analysis from the last session into category, mind, perception, words, attributes, and competitor attributes. To do it, we're going to look at brand promise. And so when we get there, I'll ask you to keep in mind, who are your core customers? Where are they and what are they doing? What products and services do they want from you? Find your brand promise. What do your customers need? What do we do and how are we different? And what are the 10 to 12 things people want from me? There's some of the things we'll have rattling around in our minds. And then the activity will be, we'll list out the 10 to 12 things the marketplace wants from you, pick 3 of them to excel at, and they'll ultimately become your brand promise. We'll then dive into brand guarantee, which is identifying what will hurt if you don't deliver, and then what will you guarantee to do if you do fail? And then really we'll ask the question, what will hurt if you break your brand promise? So first thing is we figure out what you're going to promise, then we're going to figure out what you guarantee. Then we look at your elevator pitch, which is based on thinking about how do you want to be perceived, what do you create for others, what are you different at, and what is your key to making money? And we'll come up with a pitch. And I've got the wrong question in there, so I'll fix that up when we get to it. What makes you different? And so this is another key part to feeding often your guarantee or your pitch, but identify how do you differentiate yourself? What are the core activities you do that make you different? And how do you make it happen, whatever it is your thing? And so it really comes down to what are the key activities you do daily, weekly, monthly, yearly that make you different, and then bleeding that into your whole brand guarantee, brand promise story. We'll then talk about what's your secret. So what gives you a secret advantage over your competition? And it's going to be something that doesn't go in the canvases. It's not something you're advertising, but it's something hidden from people that is the thing that makes you you, because no one else can replicate this part of who you are. And that's the thing one of the things that'll give you leverage over the competition. We'll then look at, well, what goes where, and probably by the end of that, we will have done our promise, guarantee, and pitch. And I'll do the standard. I'll say, hey, do you want to keep becoming CEO of your career? You'll say yes. Then we'll talk about going into the business model and how do you put a business model around your career. And that means figuring out your key partners, activities, resources, cost structure, value proposition, customer relationships, channels, revenue streams, and customer segments. And we will basically be done for the session and ready for the next one. So